So what we discussed yesterday? Yesterday we discussed about Docker volumes and the different ways to use the volumes and attach to the previous container volumes and sharing the volume between the two containers. We have seen the different types, right? So what we do, let's see that a real use case without volumes, okay, and what are the problems we face. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take one real example, and then we'll see that. So first of all, let me take a example of one Jenkins itself. Okay, so let's talk about the Jenkins. Mm, okay, let's take it. Which document is there? Docker private registry. So let me cross check this. Do we have this data here? Let me open. So it's very important. Understand that there is. It is taking longer time to start. So this is a Docker private registry document. So let me check. So let me discuss about the this Jenkins one. Jenkins one we'll discuss in depth. Okay, first I'm trying to show you that the problem without volumes. So meanwhile, let me connect to our instance also. So go to the EC2 instances. Okay, and search with the Docker 43. Let me start state. Let me start the instance. So what I'm doing, I'm taking for the same instance, like from Docker Hub, I'm getting this instance in Docker image. Just go to the Docker Hub. The Docker Hub. Okay. Connect this instance. I don't know. It is too slow. Done. So if you go to Docker Hub now and see the Jenkins instance. So Jenkins, remember? So if you see, there is a multiple Jenkins. Which one you need to use? So should we understand? Okay, nice. So this is like official one, but it was deprecated, and now it is the official one. So by Jenkins. So this is Jenkins server. This is a inbound agent. This is a JNLP slave, like SSH agent. So if you want to run the different Jenkins as a container, slave as a container, so you should be use this. So Jenkins, okay, slaves can be a EC2 instance also, a container also. The container, if you are using, you can use this. So here what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this image. So this is what deprecated. Use Jenkins slash Jenkins LTS instead. So this is the one. It's official image itself. So understand the problem without value. Okay, so I'm going with the documentation. I'll show the official documentation also. Okay, let me enable this two factor. Okay, one second, yes. Same like yesterday, day before yesterday, right? So we discussed about the uh, like IEM in IEM like is multi-factor authentication, right? This is also similar one. So in my phone there is a number of factor authentication is there. So the GitHub recovery codes. Okay. So okay. So here if you can see the official document, this is what exactly they are saying us. Okay. So Docker run by name and port. This is a Jenkins port. This is a slave port. And restart restart equal to there's a multiple option out there available. So on failure, always. Okay. There is one more option is there. So we can see Docker run help and take this is restart as a string. Restart policies apply when the container exists. Default is no. So where is this default restart policies are available? The string is a syntax only. What about this string? What the string is allowed? Something like this. But it's a pull actually. In the official document you can search. Documentation. So when you open the documentation, so definitely you'll get this. Restart. It's not available here. It's not there here. One second. Always we use mostly on failures, on failure specific container failure, it will start automatically. There's another option. So if restart equal to always means so basically when you it is running state. So in case if it stop, it will be start automatically. In case for example you stop your device like your instance. So what happen? Another whenever you start the instance, that time automatically this service will be come up. Means this container will be up and running for you. So looks like it's not there in this option. So configure resource hyphen always option. So I mean just I put hyphen restop. So just I'm trying to show you that what are the options are available. Okay. So this is a document start containers automatically. Okay. So there's multiple options are available. This one no, always, unless stop, on failure. So this is the option. Three options are available. By default is no. By default is no, and on failure, and always. So mostly I used always. So this is on failure. In case of failure, it will be come out. Okay. So I'll show with real example of it. Okay, how it works also. So first of all, understand this meaning of hyphen is not equal to always. So basically, in case if the container running, Okay, so if you remove manually, then it won't be come up. Okay, remember that. On failure, if instant booting time, then only it will be like the container will be come up automatically without any your intervention. So I'll show one simple example. So I'm talking about the, like, as you know, very good options here. Hyphen restart. And yesterday we discussed about hyphen rm option also, right? And this one, hyphen rm we discussed, and I'm talking about the hyphen restart option. Okay, today, and hyphen v. These are two options I'm going to talking about. Okay, so if you can take this example, my container. Okay, so this is my container. Okay, so I'm just running this container. Notice, take this one, LTS one. So I'm not using volume here. Don't use the volume. Don't use the volume. Just we'll see that what the problem we'll face if not using volume. Okay, yeah. Yesterday we didn't talk about the bind volumes, right? So I'll just show you that what is the bind volumes today. Okay, so let's run this container. Let's run this container. So right now, let's see the Docker PS. Do we have any running containers? Stop to containers. Yes, there are two. Let me Docker container own. Yes, enter. Okay, done. So the containers are, you know, cleaned up, both containers. So let's see here. Docker. It's already copied pasted, right? No right click. So I'm running the container in background mode. This is the container port, 800 by default port, host port and container port. This is slave port. Okay, like if any slave you want to connect, this port should be opened. So this is a host port, this is a container port, and then this should be running on the user specific user because of the Jenkins running on root user. So I'm specifying that username is -u is the user, that root user. That by default will be, if not run, it will running on the ECT user. So I mean Jenkins, sorry, not this. By default, it is running on the Jenkins user. So in the, like, if you want to Jenkins running on the root user, so we have to be use the hyphen, or else it will give the read permission, the content, volume, the Jenkins home directory, right? You will get a issue. So the reason we are using running with the root user. So the Jenkins slash Jenkins slave, it is, I mean, Jenkins slash Jenkins colon LTS. The LTS means long term support. You can use the latest RS specific version that you wish. So that we can get from the Docker Hub. So here, what are the images are available here? We can take. So the tags, we have a lot of tags are available. The tags you can take what are the tags you want. Okay. LTS is the one. JDK 17, JDK 21, whatever the version you want, you can take. Okay, so next what we do, let's start with the this container. Any question? So this image is not available locally, so it is trying to download from Docker Hub, and it will start running. So I'm got error. What error I got? No space left on this device. So gfn can see I have a space of this system. So this is the one. Totally 98% is already occupied. Have you seen this? So this is a common error, common issue facing even real scenarios also. So what we do, let's delete this unwanted data. Okay. So that means like unused images, unused tokens, or all those things. I mean unused containers, unused images. No. So I just use the, instead of removing one images one time, I have a command like prune command. So let me show that official document. Again, you will get understand more options. So here prune. So there is a multiple options are available: system prune and container prune, image prune. There is multiple options are available for us. So here system prune. Okay, so we have the system prune only is available here. So similar one that just now I use for container prune, image prune, right? Whatever you want, you can use this volume prune. Okay, like different options we can use. If you want to system prune means all together, like volumes, containers, images, all those will be go at one go. So this is system prune. If I do say that warning, this will remove all stopped containers, all network not being used at least one by one container, and next all dangling images, unused build cache. So it is deleted that, but it won't delete any images or anything. If I do this Docker system prune, okay, without any option, so I got 1.32 GB is free now. Okay, so still like dff and kh. So if you can see, 82% is there. So if I use the Docker images, we have a lot of images again here. So I don't want to all those images, right? So instead of deleting one by, I can use system Docker system prune hyphen a. Okay, there is multiple options are available here. So if you can see hyphen a, so small a, sorry, hyphen all. Okay, so you can use any one of them, hyphen a, hyphen all. So what it is will do, this will remove all stopped containers, all network, not being used by at least one container. See, this is very important. All images without at least one container associated to them. If what are the containers are running, if not associated any image with that containers, so it will be removed. So you can see. So you can see again, I got a free space of 933 MB. I got a free space. So this is a, and remember, so if any containers are not running and are not associated with any images, so all will be cleaned up. There is no images in my system right now. So if I see that this, like DFFLPH, I got nearly like as total space is 4.5 GB is available now. Nearly 40% is available, right? So it won't get it this time. The no space left issue. So previously whatever we got, it won't get this one. No space left on this device. Right. So I just run the container again, Jenkins container. So remember, in this scenario, I'm trying to show you that what is the meaning of hyphen f is not equal to always option, and parallelly, I'm gonna trying to show you that what is the volume issue. Both together, I'm telling. Yeah. So I'm not using this option hyphen f restart equal to always rs space always. Okay, always on failure. There is a multiple option I just shown you. So multiple options are available, but I have not used it, this one. Okay, so if not use this, what is the problem? Understand that first. And I'm not using a volumes also. If not using this, understand the problem. Okay. So next, what I do, where we are right now. Okay, here right. So we run the container. See the Docker base. The container is up and running. So let's access this container. Take a DNS 8080. So I'm not installing all plugins and all. So what I do, I just like I won't install any plugins. I just log in without any install plugins. Okay. So this is the where path is, my initial password is available. Where this path I need to go, guys? Come on, fast. Where this path is available? Where slash Jenkins home. This is a Jenkins home. This is a Jenkins home directory. It contains all the like as different folders like workspace, plugins, all those, and along with the secrets play folder also. So by default, what is the Jenkins home directory? Normal Linux machine. Kunal, what is the Jenkins home directory? What is the Jenkins home directory in normal installation? Fast. Uh-huh. Slash var slash lib and then slash Jenkins. So this Jenkins slash var slash lib Jenkins is the home directory. So if it come to the container state, so this is the home directory var slash Jenkins home. This is a container based. So I need to go inside this. If I want to go this inside, then what I should do? I should get into inside this Docker exec -it container ID. Okay, and then so here is the bin thingy, right? So I just type bin bash. So I can. So let's cat this path. This is initial admin password. Let's go on then. So let's continue. This is only one command. So select plugin to install. So I'm none. I'm unselecting everything. I just install this. So to save the some time, I just do this. Okay. So just I save this and continue. Okay. So next save and finish. So start using Jenkins. So this is my brand new Jenkins, right? So if I create a new item, so enter the name. So let's say for example, this is a first job, something like this. It's a freestyle job. Only freestyle will become without any install a plugin. If you install the plugins, all the type of jobs will come here. So this is first project. I just write. So here build step. I execute shell. Just print a echo. Okay, let's say just I print a simple message. Okay. So apply, save it, and I build. So just I'm trying to say I have a some data. I have a some data. So what I'm trying to do now, understand this option. So I'm coming from this without exit state. So the container will be there still running. So this exists. If you type the exec, exit means it's come out from the terminal. It's not a complete process. Okay. So once the container is up and running, now what I'm gonna do? I'm just stop this instance, EC2 instance. Okay. Due to some network issue or something, that instance got stopped running. Okay. So let's say I'm started and I restarted or rebooted, whatever you guys are done. Okay. So what happened? Let's see. Wait, where is this instance? Come on, first. Okay, so this is I'm stop and then start. Either restart or reboot, whatever. So stop and start is a very faster than the reboot. So I just stop the instance. So wait for a minute. Again I start. When I start again, let's see what happened. So it's a taking process. But if you want to understand the real command usage, you should be do these things. Otherwise, then you will be confused. So I'm trying to explaining that way. So maybe it will take some time to stop, start, restart all the things. So let it complete this job. So let's connect instance state and then start. So you can against instance now and then run the contain I mean instance. So see that where what about our Jenkins instance? Okay, what about our Jenkins instance? So let's see the Docker PS. It's not running. So Docker PS hyphen if you see it is in stopped state, right? Clear guys. So if in this case, so you are not there in the system, so it was stopped automatically. Okay, someone restarted the instance, or else it's not restarted by default, some due to some network issues, due to some glitch and all, let's say some software updates happened, let's say. So what you do? Who will start this instance? Who will start this instance? Are you got it, guys? It will go to the stop state when you boot the instance or reboot the instance or register the instance, whatever. So you need to start this. How do you start? Docker start. Docker start and the container ID. So you won't lose any data, but yes, you can able to run this. Okay. So you won't be get the same instance. So let me use the new one. So container is running. So it is there. It is go in a stopped state. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just remove this container. I just log in this and I'll show the Jenkins down here. Stop and start, your data will be there. So the same container, if you stop and start, the data won't be lost here. Okay. Remember, if you create a new container, then your data will be lost. So what I'm trying to do, I'm removing this container. Okay. So why I'm removing this container? I want to use a hyphen restart equal to always option. So once you run the container, you can't add that option to this container. Okay. So I remove this container. I use the previous command to run the container. So I just use one option here, anywhere else, your wish. So I'm to appearing purpose, I'm gonna use after D. Okay. Hyphen restart equal to always. Clear guys? It's clear now. Even you can put a space also, it will work. So hyphen restart equal to always. Hyphen p is the port of your Jenkins container and slave port, and then root user same. So again I'm trying to show that here the volume itself. So previously, if I remove this container means the data, whatever the first job we created is gone. There is nowhere else in the system. There is no Jenkins home directory. There is no, it's lost. Okay. So let's do this first of all. Okay. So run the container. See this container. So if I access this container again with 8080, again it's a brand new. Again it's a brand new. We have not moved the any data. We have not stored the previous container for any persistently the job, so it's created. Again it's a brand new. So again I need to go to the inside this container. Docker exec hyphen it. So if you are lazy, you don't need to do entire complete container ID. You just starting one letter, two letter, three letters. If it's a unique queue one, like for example, 10 containers are running A, you can't use that A. There is until they come to unique queue. One letter, two letter, three letter, four letter, whatever that will you wish, you can do. Even right now there is nothing is running. You can use a single letter also. The container will be start. Docker XCA for the so like lazy peoples, like you don't want to go on and copy and paste here, right? So you can just see and then type that letter. That also will go. Okay, that can also will work. Okay, so remember that option also. It will be easy for you when you are working real time. So copy this container inside the data of your secret initial admin password. So it's a brand new again. So it will ask the suggested plugins and all. So I'm putting none again here. I just install. So it's a again new setup. Same thing. So in this case, I lost data, previous container data lost. So if it's go and then there is no home directory and all, because if container lost, the data will lost. Is it understand, guys? Is it understand now? The previously the first job we created, there is no first job now. Is a new container because we are not using a volumes, right? So anyway, let's start this. So let me create a first job again. I'm creating first job, freestyle job. This is sample. Okay, here go. Just I put a simple message. So again, this is a new brand new Jenkins. We use this Jenkins for to build our Java project, Maven, Maven projects, lot of projects going forward. Okay. So see, these are just a simple first job I have created. So what my option is that what I'm trying to test, this option I'm trying to test, this option I'm trying to test. So right now, this option I use to run the container. So previously, if I'm not used, what is the problem? The container will be when you stop instance, the EC2 instance, it will go on a stopped state. So when I use this option, what happened? Let's see. Again, I'm stopping and starting the instance. So it's getting bored, I know, but you want to understand the thing, so you should be. I know why this is AWS taking too longer time today. Okay, so I select here itself. So I just stop this. So after stop and I'll again start. Okay, previous state what happened when I using FNF is not always option. So the container will go in a stopped state. So if I use this option, even when you booting time, the container will be come up and running state. You don't need to be go on the use the Docker start command to start that container. In such a cases, if you use -rm, then what happen when it stop? Immediately this will be removed. Right, guys? If I use this option, then it will be removed. So okay, tell me in this, okay, if I use this, sorry, if I use this option and another option also, -rm, restart equal to always. Guys, guys, can I use these two options together? -rm, -rm means I'm saying that hey, if my container stop, please remove my container. So again, this option is that hey, if my container stop, please start again. Is it works? Huh? So we'll try that also. So the instance got down. Wait. So I'm just starting this. We'll try. We'll try together. Okay. Means, hey, if you use this, don't use me. If I'm using, then don't use. Okay, something like that. Let's see. But that applications like Jenkins, SonarQube, Nexus, we won't use -rm option. We use restart option. Okay, because these are the application related, is software related containers, right? It should be always up and running. Okay, so no manual intervention needed when it stop and start. So that's what the intention is that. So let's manage this instance. So done. So I have connected successfully. So when I do the same thing previously without using -and restart, so the content is not okay. Page. This -and restart option is not applied properly, bro. So my option is not worked well. What option I used? Just let me check. Restart equal to always. So it's correct only, no? Spelling also. It not worked. Okay. So let me remove this option. Okay. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use this option, the documentation of your Jenkins. Okay. So see what they mentioned on failure, on always. So let me try to do this. 1 second, guys. So let me see. Always option is there, right? So it is there. Always option is there. Okay. Okay, fine. So I'm running the container. Let's see. Okay. We can use any one of them. So if restart always we can work. It will work. So here on failure always should be work. So
Uh, Madhu, actually, the iPhone user root you are using, right?
so what? That's not a problem. That is for container user. It's not for your system user. You got it right. This is always we are applying for this container, not for your Linux machine. Please mute, bro. Too much noise.
But in the Jenkins Docker file, they were using some user Jenkins, right? For
Jenkins user, but there
uh,
are the two users are
part
there.
of
I'm saying that user not understand. Just please mute. I'll explain. So, so there was in Jenkins file. I'll show that Jenkins file also. There are two users. One is a Jenkins user and root user. So I'm saying that use the root user. It's not for your system user. It's just a container. Contain. Image. In this image, there is a two users, right? So I'm saying that use the root user. So that's fine. That's not an issue. Okay, that's not an issue. So here itself, okay, we can use raise dot always. So I'm trying to use that space and non-failure. See, maybe later I'm not using equal to or I'm not sure. So I just try to do always. Okay. So let's see here. Docker PS. The container is running here. Okay, container is running. So I'm just stop again and then start it again. They should keep this instance running instance here also, one option. So I don't know why there's an. So I'm stopping again. Let's see. It should be come up automatically when I boot the instance or anything. It should be come up. Simple, like it is what it will do, right? When I do -f and restart always. So basically, it will be init container so not in containers. So init stage, right? So while booting your instance, so in init stage this process will be started, all the containers. So that's what it will do, nothing else. So should be work. So latest documentation maybe it have different options, but this rest -f and restart option will work that way. So let's come up. Let's come up. So here, so this is our next start round actually for this. In case if not okay, but try. Ayyo, fast. So done. So Docker PS. So this one previously. So if spelling correct, then definitely will work. So see here, when I stop and start, my container will be up and running. I'm not starting it. It not go to the like stop to state. Is that clear, right? F1 restart option. So it is that. Okay. So the next, in case if I remove this container, so what happened? The data, whatever you are created inside the data, that will be lost. So I'm trying to do this Docker rm minus f. I'm removing this this container right now. I'm trying to use this both option together. Okay. So what container is saying that see here. Okay. So it will throw me error. Conflicting options. -f restart, -f rm. So what do you mean that? This option, when I use this option, it means, hey, please remove container when it stopped. Okay. And again, this option is that, hey, please start if it is stopped. Understand, right? One guy saying the removing, one guy saying the start. So which one will be listen, right? So it is conflict will be get. So use the only one option. So in our case, in the Jenkins, Nexus, SonarCube, like Prometheus, Grafana, for any software you run as a container, we never ever gonna use -rm option. Be careful that, okay? Yeah. So then we can remove this -rm. So keep this in mind. Okay. So next, what we can use, we have not used the volume, right? So let's use the volume also. Yeah. Hyphen volumes, you can use this. So basically, yesterday what we have done, we have created a volume and then we can attach the volume, right? So That volume means the folder name, something like that here, right? So we can use the bind mode. Bind mode means bind volumes, right? So Docker area volumes and bind volumes. There is two types of volumes I told you. Like Docker area volumes means it is stored in the where. What is the path of like this will be stored. So yesterday what we did, Docker volume ls, right? So if you see this, there is a volumes are created. So Docker inspect volume, the name, right? If you use this, the var lib Docker, this is the where the volume will be stored. So in case if you are using this option, so they can no need to use the volume here. I think Docker inspect that volume name is enough. Let me try. No need to use the volume. Either container name, either image name, either volume name. You can use any one of them. Okay, it will be understand the system. Okay, so this is the volume, Docker area volume. So the bind volume means you can use directly with the slash. If any volume will start with the slash, any volume will start with the slash. Like for example, in this case here, in this case slash means this data will be stored where the path whatever you are provided. The path in this is a root directory. In the root, it will be here. So in case, for example, okay, it will put like here pwd. PWD means present working directory. Wherever I have run the container, where I am running here pwd in this. So instead of putting home ECT user, I just put this pwd command in the dollar and then braces. So what happened? It will take a path of your current working directory. So here we can keep it, or else if you want, you can use the slash home slash ECT user, that your wish. But this is a good practice to keep it this. Okay. So I'm running this volume. So let's see what happened. So that means what? This means what? This means what? So here home ECT user slash Jenkins underscore home. So this is the data. Understand, guys? Understand? No? But this data is written to the user root here for this. I mean container. So why we need this root user? Even see again you will question, right? So I won't use a root user here. Understand the problem here. Okay. So I'm gonna use one more command without root. Let's try to do this. So I'm not using a Jenkins name here. Random name it will generate. You can use hyphen name option also. Okay. So let's see Docker ps hyphen a, anything running here? No. So I'm running this container without root user. So Docker ps, the container is not coming to the running state. So what happened? Docker ps hyphen a. Let's check here. So here if you can see here it is gone existed state within a 13 seconds. What happened? Check the logs. Docker logs of container ID. We say that permission denied. Understand, guys? If you see this install warning missing read write permission on Jenkins home directory. So this error will get. So you should be running with the root user. This. So why I need to use the root user? I don't want to use root user. Then what should I do? What is the option? So you have to write your own Jenkins file in that case. So how to write a Jenkins file? Just wait for 2-3 days. You will write your own Jenkins file. Okay. Fine. So let's see here right now at this point of time. So I need this root user. I hope you understand that, Raven, why we need root user. So because of this home directory, wherever it is there, we need a permission to write in the container itself, not outside. Container itself I'm talking about. The logs. When the container runs, it will create a logs. The logs need a permission to write. The way it will write the slash home slash Jenkins. That if it's a Jenkins user, if you run, it won't work. By default, it's a Jenkins user. So how do you know that Jenkins user by default? Again, question mark. So what you can do, you can go to the your directory of your Jenkins. So open any one of Alpine, like Debane, whatever you wish to. open the Docker file and see how they've written the Docker file here. So Control F, see the user, what user they mentioned. So user is Jenkins here. So they create a user, they add a user. So see here.
Yeah, while giving the command line, automatically it will override the Dockerfile user, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the,
So
the
this is like a
overwritten.
policy
Yeah,
build. So the entire this was built in a user Jenkins user. So instead of user, so I'm putting that folder is that 1 second. Jenkins home directory because of the data will be stored in the slash var. Slash var means it's a like root. This is root. It is not a slash home slash Jenkins slash Jenkins home directory. Okay. So always this is a root. So that's the reason. So in my present working directory means here in this home EC2 user it is. Okay. So you can keep wherever you want. Okay. It's not be in the system wherever you want you can do. So remember if I use this slash before start your volume. So instead of normal volume, it's a bind mode. It's a bind volumes you can call it. It's a bind volumes. Okay. Nothing difference. Okay. There is nothing difference means this is the main difference. Nothing. There is no big concept here. The slash if you use before volume start, so that is a bind modes. So when you do the Docker volumes concept, so I'll show that one more time. Time taking, but yeah, you should be clear. Else you will be confused a lot. Go for Docker volumes concept. So, so these are bind modes. Bind modes or bind volumes. Okay. So there is some way document I have read in official document itself. The example, but replace with the content of containers slash user directory with a temp directory. There is a some slash document. So there is no issue here. So there was a slash. So there was a documented written when you before start with the slash that we call as a bind mode, bind volumes. Okay. So here that will store into the this bind mode, the file system. That is the bind mode. This is the volume. Where is this mode volume? They are talking about is a volume with the Docker compose. This Docker compose we are not discussing it. We'll discuss later. Earlier the documentation it has the date. It's not there. Okay. So previously I read this. So whenever the volume start with the slash, so you will get a question. Sir, even this lib where lib docker also is a slash with the dot, right? So but this path is the Docker area. This path itself is a Docker area. So this is a Docker area. So that is a the documentation here saying this. So we can go through slowly. We can find that name. So this is the Docker area which will be stored. This is also in the file system, but it's a Docker area specific value Docker. So in bind mode means so I'll show you. Okay. So when I run this container, let's see what happened. Docker ps. So the container is here and it's running up and running. So if you see the Docker volume ls it won't be show that the volume. So what are the volume we are using? So if you see the ls, sorry. So if you see this lsf right here, the Jenkins home directory folder is created. Jenkins home folder is created. So but this is in the root user. Okay, this is a owner is the root user, because that we given the provide that user is the root for the command line. So this volume also will be running on the root user itself. Okay, so this is the root. So the next, if you see that cd Jenkins home directory, so you can see here we have the all the data volume, whatever the inside the container data is there, it be there in the outside. It's not in the Docker area volume site now. So if you see that PWD, where we are right now, home visit user Jenkins home directory. So this Jenkins home directory does not available into the where under the volumes area. Where is the volume? Where is the var lib Docker? So if you go sudo -i, so cd var lib. So here, okay. So here that is the volumes. Okay, so the volume section is the Docker area volumes. If you can see here, there is no Jenkins home folder or anything. It's clear, right? So what is the bind mount and then Docker area volumes? Is that clear, right? So it is a your custom name, your custom path. You can define in any ways. Okay, whatever. So I define like this. So the data will be stored into the wherever I run this container. Okay, be careful wherever you run the container. So you are in the like respective path, and then this path, if I run this will be created under this only. Okay, PWD. Okay, when I use the PWD, make sure you should be there in the right path. Okay, be careful that. So exit this user. I'm going to the my home directory. So right now the container is running. Let's access this container. Do we need to inside? We need to go to inside the container right now, guys. Guys, come on, tell me. We need to go inside the container, right? This is where Jenkins home, right? The entire Jenkins home directory is available into the my local host also. Okay, right? So here it's already there. The secret folder is there. So where I'm right now, where slash home slash visit user slash Jenkins home. You don't need to go inside the container because of we already mount entire folder data here. Slash where slash Jenkins home data is there in my local system also. So I can go to the secrets folder, initial admin. So you want to type this, you should be okay. So here cat home visit user Jenkins home directory, Jen- Jenkins home directory, secrets folder, initial admin password. It's not coming automatically. So let me type.
No secrets you have.
Ah, secrets. Yeah, initial admin password. Yes, coming. So here this is the password. Okay, initial admin password. So you can paste this. You don't need to go inside the Docker exec here in this case because of we already know this data. So I'm not installing any plugin here again. None. Install. In case it feature if you need, we'll install. So right now you can ignore. We'll remove this volume and then we'll create a new volume. Just understanding the real case of the volume. Okay. So here new item. So the data I'm creating a first job again. So echo. Just put a simple message here. So we are here. So we create a job here. So we use -f restart option. We use the volumes here. So even though I've removed this container, So the data is created. Okay, so the build is done. So where this data will be stored under the your, so exit this user because of the containers are running in the each user only. So if you see here lsfl here, you have a folder called as workspace. So here, so every like is no job is created stored here, right? So even though when I go for back here, so you should be in the right path. Okay, so if I do the docker ps, I'm removing this container and again I start the container, new container, docker rm -f. I'm removing this container forcibly. So if I run the brand new container again with the same volume, okay, same volume I'm attaching, same volume I'm attaching. Okay, so it's a new container again. If you see the docker ps, it's a new container. This container ID is different. Okay, you can check this. So right, so if you run this, but still if you mount the previous volume data, so you should get everything is, you know, so even the my credentials also will be mount. It won't ask initial admin password or anything. The container is new but the data is old. That is what the previous container data is attached to the new volume. Scare guys, your data will be lost, won't be lost, but your container will be lost, but still your data will be persisted. So you can use this persistent data to the new container. Is that clear? It's clear guys. So data is bidirectional here. Volumes are bidirectional. If the container return the data, it will store in the container. Container return the data, it will store into your host machine. It's clear now? Be careful when creating any Jenkins instance now. It's not be a like micro instance, medium instance we are going to do in real time scenario. It was the fuse. It is minimum like one like 500 GB or like 750 GB or 1 TB, whatever. So we are going to create a such type of instance, and that memory also should be there like minimum like 16 or 32 GB. We are getting a big instance. In case if you go with this method, okay, it's a like we can do this. So even though right now in my current system, the present organization also, we are not using like as a like this method. Okay, so that going forward we'll learn that also. That is in a Kubernetes where we deploy. Everything is a Kubernetes where we deploy, like Prometheus, Grafana, Jenkins, like Nexus, everything. So that's the latest thing. And that also we are not writing a ML files. We just use the Helm charts. You don't need to do anything. Nothing. It's very simple. At the end, going forward, like how much struggle we have initially we learned, that will be optimized. So even previously, if you see that you install the Java, you should install the Java home configure properly. Java C command should be work. Java 17 only need to be run. Here nothing. Even now, no need to Java also. Just run the just simple this command. Go this document and this run command. So there is a readme file, right? In the readme file, you can see. So we use this command going forward. Okay, so done. So in case if you want your own Jenkins Docker file, so we can do this way. We'll write this our own Docker file going forward. So tomorrow what we do? Let's discuss about the Docker private registry. So that's very very important. So means the same way the Docker Hub what we are used. So instead of Docker Hub, we can install our own our own Docker registry. We can use that to store the Docker images. Okay, so that's what it is.